Samara Theodore, ABC News, Phoenix.
All right, we have Robert Suhr here to talk about your upcoming forecast. What's on the menu for us, Robert, for this work week?
A whole buffet of different weather.
A buffet. We'll take a buffet.
We get some rain, we get some heat, we get some cooler temperatures. So a little bit of everything for everyone. And today is National Ice Cream Day.
Yum, I had some ice cream earlier.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go home and have some with some sprinkles on it, which that would be a nice little pre-bedtime treat tonight with this hot weather. Nothing's better than some ice cream. As we look out over Fayetteville, 91 today, 2 degrees above the average, which is 89. But this was one of those rare days. They happen a handful of times a year where Fayetteville is actually warmer than Fort Smith, which only got up to 90. Now you can see that average there of 94, so another below average day. Thankfully, nowhere near 109 in 1954, one of the worst summers of all time in this area. My goodness, there's that heat dome over the Four Corners region. That is going to establish itself and slide to the east, and as it does so, it's going to push that heat and that humidity that we all love really back over the area for especially Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when the worst of the heat will be over the area. We'll get a dip in the jet stream later in the week that will try to suppress that ridge and nudge it back toward the west a little bit. But as it does so, we then return to thunderstorm chances, unfortunately. So across northwest Arkansas right now, mid-70s to a few lower 80s. Still hanging on. Meanwhile, in the River Valley, about the same thing, upper 70s and lower 80s. Fort Smith, one of the warmer spots, though, that what's called an urban heat island effect, still at 83. A couple of showers fizzling out northern Oklahoma. All sorts of severe weather. South central Kansas with some high precipitation supercells dropping copious amounts of rainfall and golf ball to tennis ball size hail in that part of Kansas. Look at these dew points really starting to become tropical again in the 70s, so it really will feel muggy tonight and starting into tomorrow. But tomorrow there is a silver lining. Some of the models are hinting that we could get clipped by a thunderstorm complex. If that happens, we'll see some showers in northwest Arkansas with lots of cloud cover, and that will really keep our temperatures in check. Notice here just upper 70s, lower 70s in Eureka Springs. We'll see if this actually happens. If it doesn't, then it'll be, another day in the 90s for most of us and a hot day. But if we get that cloud cover, if you're not a fan of the heat, you're going to want those clouds to show up by mid-morning. 60s and 70s tonight. And then if we get the cloud cover, you can knock 5 to 10 degrees off these numbers. We'll be upper 80s for the most part and lower 90s for the area. And there's a look at the extended forecast. We're going to turn on the blowtorch Tuesday and Wednesday because it's just going to get stupid hot again and windy. Might have to worry about wildfire concerns if it dries out enough where in those areas that haven't seen the rain. Then the ridge flattens and we return to those daytime heating type storms Thursday and Friday. Before we cool off, I promised you a cool down. It'll come by next weekend for the most part. River Valley, pretty much the same thing. The Triple H's, we never like to see those hazy, hot, and humid days with numbers well above 100. We'll have more on the dangerous heat coming up in about 10 minutes. Between that and now, we've got sports with Cameron Johnson. She's in the studio reading her notes. She's next.